Let this timeless truth resonate deeply within you. When you throw dirt at others, you lose ground. This saying carries far more weight than most people realize. Many believe they can dismantle or destroy what they do not understand. They target individuals whose strength, resilience, and power seem untouchable and mysterious, attempting to break them down in hopes of diminishing their light. Yet, in their arrogance, they fail to grasp an essential reality. Attacking a chosen one is akin to pulling the pin on a grenade while standing within its blast radius. What they think is an easy opportunity to overpower or silence someone instead becomes the catalyst for their own unraveling. Those who lash out against a chosen one often misjudge them, mistaking their kindness for weakness and their calm demeanor for vulnerability. They see their purity of heart as a sign of naivety, assuming they can act without repercussions. However, they fail to understand that a chosen one walks through life shielded by a force far greater than anything the human eye can perceive. This divine protection ensures their path remains unshaken, their spirit unbroken, and their purpose untouched by the malice of others. It is as though the universe itself steps in to safeguard their journey, treating them as a sacred treasure that must not be defiled. When someone dares to make a chosen one their enemy, they unknowingly trespass on sacred ground, triggering a chain reaction of consequences they are wholly unprepared to face. Malicious intentions directed at a chosen one ricochet back with unrelenting intensity, like a boomerang returning with amplified force. Every harmful action they attempt, every insult they hurl, and every plot they devise serves only to set the stage for their downfall. The universe, as an impartial arbiter of balance and justice, transforms their negativity into a force that they cannot withstand. Days, months, or even years after their attacks, they may find themselves wondering why their life has taken a turn for the worse, never realizing that their own actions planted the seeds of their misfortune. This is the profound truth of the law of divine energy. Harm directed at a pure heart never dissipates. It builds, intensifies, and returns in ways that cannot be ignored. It is as if the cosmos itself defends the purity of a chosen one, ensuring that every act of malice is met with an equal or greater consequence. While the offender may celebrate temporary victories, these triumphs are short-lived. The energy they expend in trying to bring a chosen one down becomes the very force that unravels their own life. It's not immediate, and that's what makes it so profound. Karma is patient and precise, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As the attackers focus their energy on trying to harm a chosen one, they unknowingly fuel their own demise. Their obsession blinds them to the subtle unraveling of their own lives. They fail to see how the negativity they send out begins to manifest as challenges in their health, relationships, finances, and overall peace of mind. Each malicious act becomes a ticking time bomb, gathering momentum with every passing moment, until it detonates with relentless force. The backlash is never singular. It comes in waves, crashing again and again, leaving them overwhelmed and desperate for relief. The irony is cruel yet just. The very energy they directed outward becomes the force of their undoing. Meanwhile, the chosen one stands firm, protected by a divine shield that no human malice can penetrate. Every setback and challenge becomes an opportunity for growth. Every obstacle placed in their path by others transforms into a stepping stone, propelling them toward greater heights. The more the attackers push against them, the higher they rise. What was meant to break them instead strengthens their resolve, deepens their purpose, and sharpens their focus. The ultimate irony is that those who sought to see the chosen one fail end up watching them rise to unprecedented levels of success and fulfillment. Their misguided efforts to destroy someone so deeply connected to divine purpose only highlight the indomitable spirit of the chosen. What they hoped would be a moment of triumph for themselves turns into a bitter lesson as they witness the very individual they targeted flourish in ways they never imagined. The downfall of those who attack a chosen one is not just external, it is deeply internal as well. Their fixation on harming another strips away their carefully constructed facades, exposing the darkness they've hidden within. Their bitterness, envy, and insecurities come to the surface for all to see, and the relationships they once relied upon for validation begin to crumble under the weight of their own toxicity. Their outward persona, designed to mask their true intentions, can no longer hold under the pressure of their actions. They become a reflection of the very negativity they sought to project, and the light of truth reveals their inner turmoil to the world. For a chosen one, this process is not about revenge, but about universal balance. The light within them naturally illuminates the darkness around them, exposing hidden truths and bringing hidden intentions to the surface. The very energy their enemies used against them becomes a lesson in humility and a reminder of the power of divine justice. Ultimately, the chosen one's rise is not just a victory for themselves. It is a testament to the unshakable force of divine protection, the transformative power of resilience, and the unyielding truth that those who stand in alignment with their purpose cannot be defeated. Manipulation often begins subtly, with calculated actions and carefully placed words designed to cast themselves as the victim and you as the source of the problem. Yet, obsession is an energy that cannot stay hidden for long. It seeps into every aspect of their behavior, their tone, their gestures, and even the choices they make, slowly unraveling the facade they've worked so hard to maintain. As their desperation intensifies, they escalate their efforts, going to greater lengths to discredit you. In doing so, they lose the composure that once protected their image. People around them begin to notice the bitterness in their voice, the jealousy laced into their actions, and their relentless fixation on you become undeniable. What started as a covert resentment transforms into a glaring spotlight on their own insecurities and flaws. Their obsession betrays them, revealing the darkness they've harbored within. Ironically, in their effort to tarnish your reputation, they inadvertently expose their true intentions and the emptiness they carry inside. The more they try to make you look weak or flawed, the more their own behavior comes under scrutiny. It becomes clear to those watching that their actions are not about you, but about their unresolved issues, the envy they cannot control, their need for power, and the emptiness that consumes them. The narrative they tried to spin collapses, leaving them exposed. Their obsession turns into their undoing, revealing the depths of their darkness to the very people they once sought to manipulate. In their attempt to bring you down, they construct their own cage, becoming prisoners of the obsession they thought would empower them. What started as a calculated plan to harm you spirals into a fixation that consumes their every thought. They replay your actions and scheme endlessly, hoping for satisfaction that never comes. Instead, their obsession leaves them empty, haunted by the very energy they directed at you. Every effort to harm you ricochets, leaving them trapped in a cycle of bitterness and regret. Meanwhile, their fixation isolates them further. Relationships falter, opportunities slip away, and their world narrows, confined by the very darkness they tried to project onto you. The trust they once relied upon vanishes as people sense the toxicity in their actions and energy. What was once subtle manipulation becomes glaringly obvious. Allies drift away, unwilling to carry the weight of their negativity. They are left alone with their bitterness, realizing that their attempts to tarnish you have only tarnished themselves. Each loss they experience becomes a reminder, a karmic echo of the harm they attempted to inflict. Missed opportunities, strained relationships, and personal failures haunt them, forcing them to confront the consequences of their actions. These are not random misfortunes. They are precise lessons, orchestrated by the universe to bring awareness and accountability. What they once dismissed as coincidence now feels like an undeniable pattern, a mirror reflecting back the darkness they tried to impose on you. When regret finally sets in, they may attempt to make amends, hoping to erase the pain they caused and restore what they've lost. But for chosen ones, trust is not easily rebuilt. Words and surface-level gestures cannot erase the scars left by deliberate harm. By the time they realize the weight of their actions, it is too late. Chosen ones possess a divine discernment that sees beyond apologies to the intentions beneath. While forgiveness may be granted, reconciliation remains distant, and the consequences of their choices linger. In the end, their attempts to harm you only serve as a testament to the resilience and light within you. The very obsession meant to break you becomes the source of their downfall, highlighting the truth that darkness cannot overpower light. Reopening doors to those who have proven harmful is not an option for the chosen ones. They have moved forward, healed, and grown stronger, refusing to reintroduce the pain of the past into their lives. When these individuals reach out, their attempts are often met with silence, not out of anger or revenge, but as a reflection of the chosen one's self-respect and resilience. This silence speaks volumes, mirroring the emptiness and pain those individuals once tried to inflict, leaving them to confront the consequences of their actions. The sting of being shut out becomes a hollow ache, a constant reminder that their betrayal irreparably altered the relationship. The chosen one's silence is a testament to their growth and wisdom, a boundary that declares, "I've moved on, and there's no place for betrayal in my journey." In this silence, those who sought reconciliation are left to wrestle with their regrets, coming to understand that some wounds are permanent, and trust once shattered cannot simply be rebuilt. Their attempts at reconciliation only highlight the damage they caused, a damage that cannot be undone. As a result, they are left to live with the consequences of their choices, realizing too late that they have lost something irreplaceable. For those who target a chosen one, the fallout is profound. The harm they cause disrupts a spiritual balance, resonating on a deeper cosmic level. What follows is a unique emptiness, an incompleteness that settles deep within their soul. This void is unlike ordinary regret. It cannot be soothed by material success, relationships, or achievements. Their spirit knows they have crossed a sacred line, and no amount of external distractions can fill the void created by their actions. The harm they inflicted creates a spiritual debt, setting off a chain reaction that inevitably loops back to them. This haunting awareness grows louder over time, reminding them that no triumph can mask the shadow of the choices they made. Only genuine transformation can bring peace. But until then, the incompleteness remains a karmic shadow of their own making. Karma doesn't always arrive with dramatic, earth-shattering moments. Often, it works quietly and methodically, chipping away at the foundations of everything they once built. Those who harm a chosen one may not notice the cracks in their achievements at first. A missed promotion here, a failed relationship there. But over time, the pattern becomes undeniable. Success built on manipulation and malice is inherently fragile, and as the slow erosion continues, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. The very energy they directed toward harming the chosen one returns to dismantle their own sense of stability. Their achievements, once symbols of pride, are reduced to haunting reminders of their misguided choices. Karma ensures that no success built on the destruction of another is ever sustainable. As their lives unravel, whispers begin to circulate about their fall from grace. The narrative shifts, and what was once admiration turns to pity and judgment. People who once stood by them drift away, unwilling to be associated with the toxicity that has become glaringly evident. Their carefully crafted reputation collapses under the weight of their actions, leaving them increasingly isolated. The whispers grow louder, and they are left to confront a legacy marred by the consequences of their choices. The universe ensures that the downfall they tried to orchestrate for others becomes their own undoing, a poetic justice that leaves them burdened by the scars they inflicted. The ripple effects of their actions extend far into their future, touching every relationship they try to form. The harm they caused lingers like a shadow, affecting their ability to build trust and genuine connections. Even when their past isn't openly known, the energy they projected into the world acts as an invisible barrier. People sense an unsettling negativity, instinctively pulling away. Trust becomes nearly impossible to rebuild, as their betrayal and deceit taint even the most innocent interactions. They are left with an undeniable truth. Their obsession with destroying a chosen one has fueled their own misery. The mask they wore to hide their true nature slips, exposing their flaws for all to see. Every loss, every failed relationship, and every hollow victory becomes a reminder of the moment they chose to harm a chosen one. Their actions set a course they cannot change, and while they may scramble to make amends, it will often feel insufficient. The universe's judgment is already rendered, and the door to redemption remains firmly closed until true transformation occurs. The painful lesson becomes clear. Attempting to destroy a chosen one only ensures one's own destruction.